very like, what is the definition of teen movie? So I had to put a lot of things there. There are a lot of things where I had to like really think about
So
and
you
put my
have
thoughts down.
you have alternate lists with all the variations.
Alternate upon alternates. Just prepare it in case, John, you decide to go a different direction. As Mean Girls is talking, you got to be ready for anything, John. That's what today's all about.
All right. Okay, welcome, folks. What's up, everybody? We are here. It is Monday, July 26th already. It's been crazy. Rob is not with us. We wish him well on his quest today and for the rest of the week. So we've got some very special guests with us. We've got Sarah here, and we've got Stu here, and we're going to be talking Mean Girls. So I'm going to roll a quick intro I cut together, and we're going to talk Mean Girls and a bunch of other stuff. So let's do it. All right.
I don't know. You're gonna get copyright infringement right there.
Yeah, I don't know. No, this is a free thing on the net. I tried to add Stu's name and I ran out of rendering minutes on my program. So it's yeah, I don't know. No, this is a free thing on the net. I tried to add Stu's name and I ran out of rendering minutes on my program. So it's yeah, I don't know. No. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of echo going on. Can you hear me, Stu? Or no? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Is it echoing still, or are we good?
I'm afraid to speak right now. I'm just waiting. Yes.
Okay. I think we're good. We had a little bit of echo. What's up, folks? I see a bunch of people in the chat. Lewis in the chat. Sarah's in the chat, and she's also next to me over here. Frazier, what's up? I see my brother Chris Ho's in there. I see Gordon in the chat and Scott in the chat. Oh, thanks for joining us, Scott. I think you're on call. So we're going to talk Mean Girls. I've got a quick few little bites to hit because Rob's not here. So I'm just going to add that we do have the new releases. So the new comics and everything are getting posted on the Instagram and the Facebook. So if you follow us there, you can see a nice little listing here we put up every week on Mondays. It's two of the big titles coming out are Daredevil and 32, which has the new Elektra as Daredevil, and the new Superman Son of Kal book, which is a really fun book. Tom Taylor writing, and it's a new take. Superman is kind of missing, and his son has taken over Jonathan Kent, and it's really good. I actually got a chance to read this beforehand, so really recommend it if you guys are looking for a new book to read this week. And since Rob is not here, I've gone in favor of doing some rumored news. So this is not official news. These are kind of like wackadoodle things that I just stumbled across. So the first one, and since I've got an interesting panel here, I'm going to throw them some kind of see how their reactions to it. So the rumor is Henry Cavill is going to be at the end of Shazam, a cameo, I guess, at the end of Shazam 2 or something like that. Do you think this is true, Stu, or you think this is completely fabricated, wishful thinking?
Honestly, on a gauge of 1 to 100, I'd say this is a good 50%er, 50, because we do know that The Rock's former wife is currently the manager to Henry Cavill. So Danny Garcia is his manager, and I could imagine that they would work together on this to get Henry Cavill more exposure and fulfill the cameo that we all wanted to see on Shazam, which didn't happen because Henry Cavill couldn't. And there's been lots of like videos of people trying to superimpose his face on it. So yeah. I would say there's a good 50-50 shot on that bad boy. It depends on whether Henry Cavill can get out.
So maybe
depends if he can escape the UK. Like I don't know where they're filming the Shazam movie. That's right now with quarantines happening around the world. It may not be possible.
Yeah. Sarah, would you be excited to see Henry Cavill back in the Superman threads?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, like in the end of the first one, you think that he might have been there. You see the Superman come into the cafeteria, but he didn't actually show. So I think they'll give him what the crowd wants, and
yeah. All right. So we'll see. And okay, so I got two more rumors, and we'll just throw it out. So I know Stu's gonna be really thrilled with this one. DC fans are campaigning for a David Ayer cut for August 5th because it is the 5-year anniversary. I know we've had lots of discussion about when the Snyder Cut came out, and I think this was the kind of the door that you feared was going to be opened, right, Stu? So Do you think there's any chance in hell that the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad will see the light of day?
It depends on whether it costs money or not. And I love Gordon's running secretly in the background. It honestly depends on how much it costs. If it doesn't cost anything and the film's already cut, they're like, sure, why not? But if they're going to ask for 150 million to do stuff, ain't no way that's happening. It's just a matter of money.
Yes. So if it's lying around and he's willing to do it for free, we might see this happen. Sarah, would you have any interest in seeing another cut of Suicide Squad? I think you might have said that you were okay with the movie before.
I actually like. I actually like the movie, and so I probably, in the words of our friend Rob, I was like, I have no opinion. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. So you're like, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a lot like the general public's maybe consensus that they don't care. So I don't know what's going on with this movement. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. You know that the whole Snyder Cut Twitter movement made that happen. So we'll see how that goes. I kind of like a little bit want to see it because I am a fan of David Ayers and his end of watch that kind of genre that he was doing. But yeah, Suicide Squad, I don't know. I suspect it doesn't exist. But I said that about the Snyder Cut too. So we'll see what goes on.
I'm sure they filmed a lot of stuff. It's just a matter of whether they, what was cut based on timing and what did make sense for the script. And that's pretty much every movie. It's like you have different cuts of movies and you're like, you know what, this angle didn't work, or this 30 seconds lingering on a scene is not necessary. Like that's most of these cut movies. They add a minute extra, nothing magical. It was just
so you think it's gonna drop and it's gonna be like an extra, like those director's cuts that comes out, it's like 2 extra minutes of like extra like loud gun noises or something like that they cut out.
Honestly, Ridley Scott is known to have all his like movies, like the long Gladiator cut or the all these movies that are traditionally 2 hours. He's like, actually, it could be 3 hours if I just let these scenes go a little bit longer. So I think that's probably what's going to be.
We've got people requesting funny gags for Gordon in the background. So if you're listening on the audio, you definitely have to check out the video.
If you pause it, you'd see that Gordon's not wearing pants. So if you rewatch it, you can see that he's full Monty. So please hide your kids, hide your wife. He gonna find you. He gonna find you.
Yeah, it'll be blurred out when we do the recut. Yeah. All right, and then the last internet rumor, is that Charlie Cox is supposedly returning as Daredevil, and it is going to be a soft reboot for the new show or something along those lines. And I think the cameo is rumored to be in No Way Home. Yeah. That's the Spider-Man one.
Been, that one's for like months now. There's a lore that shows up to and it's Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, not as Daredevil.
Yeah. So we know Stu's stance on Daredevil. The Daredevil Netflix series, Sarah, did you watch that and did you enjoy it?
Never watched it.
No, okay. Pass. All right. So, yeah, she doesn't care. Yeah. So soft reboot or not, she is not gonna notice.
It's honest. It's good. Like there are moments of Daredevil. It's really the highs are high and the lows are low. But if you're gonna watch anything, just watch all the scenes with Vincent D'Onofrio and just it's everything you want in the Kingpin. That's all. That's the only thing that you want to carry over is Vincent D'Onofrio. Not only was he magnificent in this, and as the Bugman in Men in Black 1. There are some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, and then Gomer Pyle and Full Metal Jacket. He's just awesome in many things. But
There's too
Vincent
many
D'Onofrio.
shows to watch. I can't keep up. And I've got
it's hard to say go back and watch something that
you can fast forward through
gone
stuff.
from Netflix.
Just see the big bald man and fast forward to him, and then watch his scenes, and then that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
I
Stu cut. Yeah. The D'Onofrio cut. Yeah.
Only what was he on? Law and Order SVU cut.
Yep. And Foggy Nelson, of course, was in Muddy Ducks. So as Fulton Reed. So I'm all about that. Anytime Fulton is there, I'm good to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see if any of those turn out to be true. I figured I'd do it a little bit trashier than what Rob does. So that's it for the new releases and the news. And now we are going to go straight into Mean Girls. So thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. We are going to be talking about 2004's. Can I call it a masterpiece or can I just call it?
You can call it a masterpiece.
I think I can call it masterpiece / cult classic now. because of all the things that have kind of that have spawned from it. So it definitely does get that status at least. So I'm gonna throw out some quick. Sorry, there's a request in the chat.
Oh my God.
I don't know if Gord's gonna do it.
Yes,
but he wants Scott requests the risky business, but I don't know. Maybe that's not enough for Gord. So I am gonna forward this money over to Gord if this does happen.
I can hear him getting up.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Should we just wait? Okay, let's keep going. And if it happens, it'll just...
Sarah's blocking the screen.
Okay, so this movie, I'm going to talk a little bit about the budget. The budget was 17 million, and it made 130 million in the box office. So pretty good for, a teen comedy smash hit. Not quite... up to our measuring stick, which Stu suggested, which is the My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I did a quick chart if you want to take a look at what the return on investment was. So
nothing,
My Greek Wedding, I don't think anything is ever gonna touch that. That is
nothing
ridiculous.
Ever. Yeah.
So of course, red is the budget and purple is their gross, whatever you want to call it, box office. So big money. And now we're gonna go to Stu's favorite segment, and he's gonna give us a nice, quick, tidy summary of Mean Girls in case you haven't watched it in a hot minute.
Ooh.
We haven't counted how many times we say a hot minute.
Oh man.
I'll try to keep it to one today.
So Katie comes and her family moves back from a long stint living abroad in Africa. They settle in a new town in small Illinois. She arrives at the high school being homeschooled and not interacting with many other of her peers. She tries to make friends, unable to. She meets one friend named Janice, who has put her on a quest to infiltrate, basically like The Departed, to basically go in there and fight gangsters, which I'm like, it's insane. Janice is a bad friend. To basically pull The Departed and Beard DiCaprio and infiltrate the plastics. And she navigates through power and the desire and lust for men. And it ends with the characters resolving various issues without ruining it, because I'm not allowed to ruin the movie, right? Is that
no? That's perfect, Stu. I actually did not mention that you should avoid spoilers, but you did a good job keeping it out there, because I almost forgot that we do want to just say quickly, if for some reason you have not seen this movie, you might want to pause now, pop it up on Netflix, watch it, enjoy it, and come back to us, or you might have spoilers, but I don't think spoilers are really going to matter. I think you're going to still be entertained by this movie. So quickly around the table, do we recommend watching this film in 2021? Does it stand the test of time? I'll go to Sarah first, since I think we already know Stu's answer. Sarah, is this worth watching again?
Yes, of course. I think, I wasn't even a teenager when it came out, but I still really enjoyed it. And I think movies like this where, you've got teenage girls, high school, it's no matter what generation, it's all kind of the same things you go through, maybe a little bit different in the way, bullying is done, or, the way girls interact, but it all comes down to kind of the same message. So, yeah.
So it basically, it stands like it doesn't, it's still relevant. Aside from a couple little things that might come up in our discussion. Stu, you think this? You agreed with me when I was ready to call it a masterpiece. You didn't laugh at me or anything like that. 100%. So what? So you stand by it?
It's relevant to this day. Rob messaged me. He's like, I can't believe you're doing Mean Girls. I'm like, buddy, Sydney and you are gonna watch this in a few years. Get ready. And he's like, oh, it's a groan. This is still important lessons in this movie about the way that you have to interact in high school and people around you, and what self-worth means. So good life lessons, good things too. And it's definitely good. The social media stuff is kind of weird because there's not much going on, but you could impart some wisdom in the movie. So yes, definitely.
Yeah, so 100% we all recommend it. I think, I agree with both Sarah and Stu. Like the film stands up surprisingly well. And we are going to get into a little bit of our other favorite teen movies and things like that. So you kind of see in comparison that this does do very well in 2021, and it's been quite a while. And there's a lot of things that follow this, musical, all these kind of things coming out. I think there's rumors of the musical being turned into a into a movie now. So we'll see if that's going to happen, and we'll probably talk about that a little later. So let's dive right into it. Do you guys want to talk about cast first? I think that's the best place to start, and I think we got to open up with Lindsay Lohan, who I think is actually really good in this movie. Like, you almost forget how good she was. Really, you don't think so? I think she was fantastic. Okay,
all right, we're gonna go. I'll wait to the end. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. So I feel like she kind of like is able to do a lot of different things in this movie. Kind of be silly, be serious, carry the comedy. And I think at the filming of the time of this filming of this movie, I think she was 17 maybe. So she was actually very close to the age that she was playing. As opposed to some of the people around her. I think Rachel McAdams was like 10 years older than her, 26, playing playing teenager and things like that. So we got a feeling of what Stu's feeling. So everyone in the comments, let us know what you thought of Lindsay Lohan in this movie. Is this her best movie? Do you have another favorite Lindsay Lohan movie that you would choose over Mean Girls? Sarah, what are your thoughts on Lindsay Lohan in this movie?
I think she did a really good job in this movie. I don't think she holds a candle to Rachel McAdams in this movie. I think she's the star of it. But my favorite Lindsay Lohan movie is Georgia Rule with Jane Fonda. I think that, Stu, I don't know if he agrees with that, but
I've seen it. I don't agree it's the best one, but I hear you. I understand.
But also, I love Jane Fonda. So I think them two together, I think it's really funny. And Lindsay Lohan is good with the comedy. Freaky Friday, she's pretty good. But like I said, Rachel McAdams to me is the star of this one.
All right. So Stu, what do you? I just popped up a quick look at Georgia Rule. It is 2007 movie. So check it out.
Can you remind us the plot of Georgia Rule? Like, what was the tagline of this movie? Like,
I can read the quick summary here. It says a troubled young woman is sent to live with her grandmother for the summer while hiding a secret that could potentially tear her family apart.
Right.
So I don't know if Sarah wants to offer any additional information on this particular movie.
That seems like the plot for Dawson's Creek, by the way. So let us continue. As Jen was also a rich person sent away to the small town of Dawson's Creek because she could not be in New York anymore because of the troubled party girl past. But Dawson's Creek. Okay, so Lindsay Lohan, she's really good at doing the uncomfortableness and the angst. I know you maybe are not known that she auditioned and pushed real hard to actually try to be to get the role of Rachel McAdams as Regina George. Like, she actually tried to get that role, and you can see in her performance she tries so hard, but it's still uneasily a little uncomfortable. But she's a 17-year-old, so how do you kind of have the confidence of a grown-ass woman like Rachel McAdams?
But at 17, she's running with
but like
10 years older than her.
But here's the thing: the difference between her and Rachel McAdams is that the characters is that why she's so good in the role that she plays is that you can see there's an uneasiness of her even when she becomes the plastic version of herself. She's just not fully comfortable. But Rachel McAdams is fire the entire movie. Like, she is fastball. Every entire movie, she's just killing it. And she has something that no one else has in the movie. Like, she's a grown-ass woman in a high school movie, and she oozes confidence in herself and confidence in what she believes in. She is the Hans Gruber, everything I'm doing is correct, and that's it. But no one else in this movie seems to know what they're doing, because why would you? You're grade 11 or you're a mess. So the characters are still discovering themselves in puberty, and to have like an actress like Rachel McAdams come in there, be as serious and be like, yeah, no, this is what Regina is about. It sets the movie really up, like sets it up for success. So she's good, but there's no way that she's anywhere near.
You're right. That is a very juicy part that Rachel got, and I think the story goes that Lindsay Lohan did originally try out for that character's part, and then I guess maybe wasn't strong enough in that part and got to play the Katie character. So before we
being the like neurotic person who's fish out of water. And that's the thing that she's really good at, and that's why my movie, of Lindsay Lohan's Freaky Friday, it's that same like I don't know what I'm doing vibe, and she does it really well, and that's why you see it in that movie where it's her being a mom and trying to figure it out, or was she trying to be a little more serious and having the vibes of her adult mom? So it is something that she excels in, and you can see of the 3 movies we just mentioned, even in Georgia Rule, she's a little unsure. She's good at that, but as you get an adult, there are no roles like that really anymore. So you can see why she fell off the cliff.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about her, but at 17, I think, all arguments aside, I think she was very impressive at that age, what she did in this movie. And we'll quickly toss it out. If you had to replace her,
but John,
who would you?
John, but even in Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, or Herbie Fully Loaded, like, she's better in those other 3 films. Like, really good in those 3. Yeah, she's really good. I haven't
really watched them, but
yes.
I think I've seen them back in the day. Yeah.
Like, Parent Trap is just like she's pulling a Eddie Murphy. She's being 2 characters. She's CGIing being 2 people, and that takes some skill. And again, it's the thing. Freaky Friday, she's acting as a young child, and then she's being an adult. And in this one, she's homeschooled. Is like there's this transformation.
You can see that she has talent though. But if you had to, for example, maybe you didn't feel she was as strong. If you had to replace her with one of the other stars from that era, I don't know if there's anyone you could think of that you would replace her with. I'm going to throw out a couple suggestions of other stars that had movies right at the same time that Mean Girls hit. So I'll submit to you Hilary Duff, who starred in Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Cinderella Story, Raise Your Voice. Mandy Moore, who we all know from Chasing Liberty. I think Walk to Remember was later on. Anne Hathaway was kind of a teen star at that time, doing Princess Diaries, Ella Enchanted. I see Sarah made a face. I guess she's not an Anne Hathaway fan. Alicia Cuthbert, The Girl Next Door, and then later to be the girl who constantly gets captured on 24. And then even Kate Holmes. They were all kind of like really hot around that time. Would you have replaced her with any of these if you were the Hollywood executive? So Stu's shaking his head. How about Amanda Bynes? Would you throw Amanda Bynes in there?
No,
she was one of my faves.
Quality that again, Lindsay Lohan was the quality that best suits her part than all of those is the fish out of water, and she does it better than anyone that you've named. Where she's just, I'm in a new environment, I don't know what to do, which is Act 1. She's like, I don't know what to do. And then Act 2, she's being integrated to the plastics. And at Act 3, where she's like, I'm running the plastics, I still don't know what to do. Like, she does that better than anyone else that mentioned. And she's can be mean, and she actually is not a good person in this film. She's still like not a great person. And like, you still like her at the end of it because she, like, Sarah, why are you shaking your head? You don't date a friend's ex-boyfriend.
No,
like,
I'm saying no. I agree that's part of why.
That's the rules of feminism.
Like, you just don't do it.
No, I agree that they're not good people in the movie. Like,
wars are fought over this. Like, people will die. So in high school, you don't date people's exes. It's just not kosher. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So anyone you would throw out there, Sarah, or do you? Like, is there anyone? Gord tosses out Tara Reid. She might have worked. She could have played that type of character back then.
I love when you say Mandy Moore. I mean, I love her in This Is Us, but not as that. I don't think I would have loved to see her try, but because she's got that innocence about her. But I don't know about the catty part. I don't know.
She can do it because she was in the movie called Saved, where she played. It was a Christian camp, and it's like, you know, she played like this uber religious, like, she can do it, but like, she was very like, it's she could do it, but it's I think Lindsay Lohan's the right bet.
Those are all questions, like, who would be better, like, if you don't know.
Yeah, I was mostly trying to suss out if you guys had a favorite that maybe you would throw into almost any movie. So you know, we're sticking with Lindsay Lohan, and you guys have already touched on it. The rest of the cast, so MVP of the rest of the cast. So if anyone has a favorite character that wasn't a main, Lindsay Lohan, or I guess Rachel McAdams. We know, I guess Rachel McAdams is, I guess, the winner of this movie overall. And we lost Stu for a second here, so we'll see if he comes back. So I'll let Sarah talk first. What other characters did you like from this movie? You can choose one. You can choose multiples if you want.
Tina Fey. Tina Fey. Had a real like every line that she like every scene that she's in. I think she's hilarious. Like the way she delivers her lines is fantastic. Like, oh hey, yeah, would you like buy some drugs? Like just it's fantastic.
Yeah, she's like, I'm here with my boyfriend. Points to that like the creepy old dude.
Yeah, and the guy I can't. What's his name? The rapper, and he's on the Mathletes. What's his name in the movie? I don't remember. Can you guys?
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin. Yeah, he's the dangerous MC or whatever his business badass MC or whatever his business card said.
And I like that character as well.
Yeah. I've got a couple shout outs in the comments before I get to Stu. My brother shouts out Tim Meadows. Who definitely crushes it in this movie. He just comes in for all these step away from the underage girls to the gym teacher and stuff like that. And I think he broke his hand in real life. That's why they wrote in that weird carpal tunnel joke. Another shout out to Tina Fey. Stu, do you have another favorite cast member that is, I guess, neither Lindsay Lohan or Rachel McAdams?
It's got to be the stealthy MVP. Like Amanda Seyfried is fantastic in this movie. She is truly the best character and the warmest, goodest of heart. She's just there because she's there, and she's the best. The ESPN line just crushes every time I watch it. But yeah, she's great in that movie. I think that was her first credited role. So to be that character, to play it's really hard to play the dumb person. You can always ask anyone who's an actor playing the dumb person. It's really hard to play dumb well. It's easy to sound smart, but it's really hard to be dumb on TV.
Yeah. Shout outs to Matt LeBlanc.
It's really hard. And to Gord, yes, I did drop off because Mira Sorvani called me and said, no, Tara Reid sucks. So I've had to pick. Anyways, but yeah, no, I think she's good. And then Amy Poehler, who plays Rachel McAdams' mom in that, is great. Even though she's only 7 years older than Rachel McAdams, it's just
the cool mom.
It's the cool mom. I'm like, oh, Amy Poehler is just crushes. So,
yeah. So I think Amanda Seyfried. She was when she's right at the opening scene when they're announcing the plastics.
Yeah,
and they're going out for gym, and she's like, pass me the ball, or like she's like kind of pass, and it just bounces like off her chest, and you're just like, I wonder how many takes they did that, and if they just like whipped the ball at her, and she just like, I'll just take it. Like that's funny. I remember her from, I think she was in Veronica Mars, right? I think
season one of Veronica Mars. She's the one that gets murdered. Yes,
she was the dead girl that kind of comes in visions and stuff. She was great in that part. Yep. So that's of
course of her and Mamma Mia, but it's a whole different ballgame.
Ooh,
so
okay, yeah, Mamma Mia. All right. So before we move on from I guess the cast, I know Stu usually has this prepared, so I'm going to throw this at him because he has 5 pages of notes. Do you have any alternate casting before we move on to?
There were a lot of people auditioned.
I know Scarlett Johansson was attached to playing that same character we were just.
I think she auditioned, or she was in consideration, but there was no like given roles that were passed upon. But yeah, there was a Scarlett Johansson potential.
As which character?
I think it's Karen, right?
Yeah, as Karen. That's what I heard. These are all internet rumors. Yeah.
So that there's no real nice casting ones because it was 2004.
Yeah. Relatively, I guess most of the pool was unknown, so you didn't really hear any other famous people getting.
Theoretically, all three of us could have been in this movie because it filmed in Toronto. So I think it was at Malvern. Like it was from the Etobicoke at the Malvern Collegiate. So if you were in Malvern, you probably could have been.
I played soccer there in that.
That's correct. It was filmed at the Malvern Collegiate Institute in Scarborough or Etobicoke.
So if Sarah actually played lacrosse, she probably would have.
She could have been in that scene.
She would have been in the lacrosse scene. But yeah, sorry, Sarah, you chose soccer.
Yeah. Or if we were randomly rolling around Sherway Gardens at one point, we would have been in the movie too. So these are things, or the convention center, or any of the things at U of T. So yeah.
Yeah. I didn't recognize any of the location. I was trying to too. Someone was like, "Oh, that was filmed in Toronto." I was like, "Okay," and then I was like, "I didn't recognize any of this."
Some of it in Toronto, some of it in Georgia, but like the inside stuff, a lot of it was in Toronto, the high school and stuff. But yeah, don't worry if you don't see a lot. Some of us from Georgia and different states. They filmed all over the place.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap up cast. So I think overall, like, it's just a really good cast. I don't know if we would remove anyone from the list at all, or anyone did very kind of poorly. So let's move on to our favorite scenes. So I don't know if you guys have a favorite scene on deck, or we want to wait for some of the comments to chime. Stu's already ready because it's 5 pages of notes. Sarah, do you want Stu to go first, or you got your favorite scene?
I want to hear Stu's.
Yeah, all right, cool.
I would always say ladies first. This is how it will go. Ladies go first in case maybe I take your thing. I have backups.
No, go ahead.
My favorite scene is the jaw-dropping, I can't believe it's going to happen scene when Regina is putting out the book and you see her cutting pictures out and you're like, oh, what's happening here for the burn book? And when she cuts out her face and puts it in the book, you're like, this is some Kaiser Sose, like Machiavellian, like, what is happening? Like, that is some upper level villainy that I was like, oh man, like this, like honestly, Thanos would be like, damn girl, like this is legitimately evil stuff.
It was even on the rewatch, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, no one from the MCU matches the level of villainousness as Regina does at that moment. That girl, wow. So yeah, that's my favorite scene. Just the madness of it. And you're like, oh no. But yeah, that's my scene.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even on the rewatch, I'm so dumb that I didn't see it coming until the very last second. I'm like, oh wait, this is where she puts her own picture in. Sarah, do you have your favorite scene?
It's just funny that I don't know if all of you guys feel like that's such a big thing. As a girl growing up, that's okay. Yeah, but we would do much worse things. Like, girls are just vicious like that. I think guys are just more physically vicious, but girls are just. That's not next level. That's like, okay, that's amateur. I don't know.
Sarah had a trump to that. Sarah, if that happened to Sarah in school, Sarah was like, "Oh, I got the reverse of that on deck."
You can see in the chat, Stephanie, who is my best friend growing up, and she already knows. I was starting to tell you about the 3-way call chat.
She does that. Yeah.
Wait, was that Stephanie on the phone that was on that's who did it with you? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She did it to me.
Did it to you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
More shame. More shame.
And we had I was telling John, we had a burn, well, we didn't call it a burn book because this was like back in 90 something, but we had a book where we rated people on personality and looks. So yeah, it's common.
I don't feel like that was a super burn book. I feel like that's
the book is not the thing.
Actual information.
The book is not the thing. The fact that she was gonna hand in that book was the thing. Like, you wouldn't give that book over to the principal and be like, "Oh, here's the book." Like, that is some stuff.
I don't snitch, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
But were you also, Sarah? I want to ask you. Great point there about the fact that you had allegedly a book. Just for purposes, allegedly you had this book. You know, again, I don't know when the statute of limitation between you and Stephanie, but looking at that book when Regina and then we're looking through it, were you kind of bummed out that they were so uninspired and boring? Like, the comments of the book, it's like there's like, here's some known facts, like this person is short, and you're like, really? That's in the burn book? It's like, this person's not funny. It's like, that's what that, no creativity. It was basically just a generic book of like boring facts. So were you disappointed, or just like, how is this a burn book? This is just some like.
I thought it was just for the censorship of the movie, maybe that they couldn't say anything too bad. Like, what else? Because when Lindsay Lohan's characters, Katie said actually good, like, oh, this person is blah blah blah, from the line from Janice is like, oh, they're like, oh, that's great, let's put it in the book. Like, so clearly none of them are any type of creative folks to.
I think Sarah's right. I think they toned it down. Like, some of the jokes, you can even hear about it in the special features or the trivia and stuff. Some of the jokes they toned down, which I think is a good thing, because now you can watch it with young, I guess a younger audience and or
still PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13. This is
no. If you go back in the trivia, folks, there's a bunch of of those things, like the girl made out with a hot dog and stuff like that. That scene was a lot more X, or that comment is a lot more X-rated. So I think I guess they did tone down the book scene. My brother shouts out the scene where she first meets the plastics in the cafeteria, which I think is a great scene where we already can tell me and Sarah are wearing pink on Not a Wednesday. So I don't know if we don't get to sit with Stu or we advance the calendar. And I see that Sarah's also worn her ponytail for the week. It looks like. So that's it, Sarah. No more ponytails for the rest of the week.
Yeah, sweatpants. Still got a big sweatpants.
Do you know, John? You probably know. So this originally was a rated R film, and they had to remove 2 jokes. Do you know the 2 jokes that they removed? You had kind of already glossed over one, but do you know what the other one was?
Is one the hot dog thing?
Yes.
Yeah, and the other one might be when they catch the girl. She's making out with a guy at the party, but it's a completely different scene in the. Oh, okay. So I don't know. What's the other one?
The 2 ones, the scenes where Katie was asked if her muffin was buttered. The line was going to be, is your cherry popped? And then which is
that's not as bad. That's not as bad.
That's still bad. Not great. John,
cherry pop sounds better than muffin. Like, I didn't like that.
And then the other one was made out with a hot dog. It was going to be masturbated with a hot dog. So
yeah,
not great.
So this movie was going to get a little bit more rated R.
That would have been a rated R film.
I think it's fine. I think it's good that they toned it down.
Yeah, those 2 don't need to be there. Yeah.
But I like all those kind of like plastics politics scene. What was the other one? The other one was something about buying a skirt. Like Sarah, I don't know if you guys did this. Like, would you ever buy a skirt without consulting your friends that you hung up with? Like us guys, we would totally just buy whatever. I would buy shirts or whatever and not talk to our buddies and go, hey, is it a good idea if I buy this shirt?
John, that's how Randy River stayed in business for all the years it did before it went under. Guys would go there and buy just these biggest jeans you've ever seen that could fit 2 separate people inside of them.
Or stitches. I don't remember stitches.
I think everyone, maybe stitches, but Randy River was a big deal back in the day, I think.
Urban Planet, was it Urban Planet or something like that?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
That was the cheap turnaround fashion trends, but yeah.
The Zara of yesterday.
Oh boy, yeah. The Forever 21 before Forever 21.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. And then I don't know if you guys got any other scenes. We're not getting many people. Fraser shouts out the sex ed class scene, which was really funny. A lot of the stuff with the sex ed teacher was pretty funny, but I think maybe it wouldn't have made it into a new 2021 version of this movie.
Fraser, you laugh until it's your sex ed teacher teaching your kids, and then it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
But why the movie also stands the test of time is just the scene, like you said, where in the cafeteria where they're mapping it all out, where all the tables are different types of people. Like that's how it was in my high school. Like I don't know if it was for you guys, but it just happens to be that way. You always have those cliques of types of people, which one you kind of fit in.
So great segue, because I was going to ask you question this. I went to Rob and asked him beforehand, so I have Rob's answer. I'll give you a second to think about your answer. If you had to come up with a clique name back in 2004 of your clique of people, we already have the plastics. What would yours be? Rob, I asked him in 2004. So if you were in high school 2004, what would your clique name be? Because of if you were part of a plastics like group, what name would yours be? I asked Rob this, and he refers to his group as the Lone Rangers.
Is it just him?
It might be him. It might be him. John, what would your group be called back then if you had it?
At that time, we would. The problem is that I think we lived in a little bit too much close proximity to the school, so we would just take off, so we wouldn't even be there. So in the cafeteria, we would be, I guess, the not here's or whatever. We'd be the kids that just left or something like that.
But you wouldn't have a like, you wouldn't call yourself like, the Wolf Pack or Initial D or
the lone wolf.
You close. I think you beat GTO. I think you beat GTO. Your band. Your
Oh
group
yeah,
back
no,
then.
but my era is before that manga hit, so we would probably go all the way back to maybe GoldenEye is the only thing that I could attribute to high school. We played a hell of a lot of GoldenEye.
So your group would be called the Golden Eyes.
I don't know, something stupid like that.
Sarah.
Oh man. I went to 2 high schools. So in the first high school, I felt like I didn't fit in. Like it was very racially segregated in my high school, and there weren't many half Asian, half whites. So I kind of ended up being with like the Italians somehow. So I don't know. But in my second high school, I think it would be like nerdy jocks. So I don't know, the Knocks or the Jerds.
I would have put Sarah in a group called the Daywalkers, because basically because she's part Asian and mixed, right? So she has basically all of our strengths but none of our weaknesses. So that's where I would put her.
Oh God! All right, go on to the next questions. This is
the best.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Yeah. So Sarah the Daywalker. We'll keep moving on.
All right, Daywalker.
Yeah. Favorite scenes. Yeah, I think just everything. I do want to shout out who was the other girl that played Gretchen? I think she was the girl from Party of Five or whatever.
Yeah, Chasey I think what's
Lacey
Chalbert. Yeah, from Party of Five.
Yeah.
Also in Matt LeBlanc's Lost in Space movie.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that shit.
Oh yeah. she was almost gonna go somewhere, but a lot of her like delivery of like all the stuff that she had was really She's funny. Good. The Caesar speech, I think I posted the clip of that earlier. But it's like, Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Like everybody loves Brutus as much as, and then she just like loses it. That was a great scene. So we'll move on to so I think just overall the movie I think is just great. You can just watch it. It's good fun. I think it's hard to pick out a favorite scene just because there's just so many little things in the movie that just add up to create this movie, and there's no big set action scene and things like that. Did we have anything that you would change about this movie? Is there anything that you would maybe take out to help it stand the test of time? I thought maybe the references to her growing up in Africa and stuff were a little too broad and kind of silly, but I don't know if there's anything you would change. Stu, anything?
No, I think it's
white.
It's fine. Yeah, no, it's again based on the time period, 2004. It is what it is. If you could do it, maybe you change, as some of you people are listening or watching. You had the long sleeve shirt and the t-shirt on top. Like that was very much a thing back in 2004. Maybe change some CGI, some of the fashion choices out. Like that sweater shirt combo is brutal. But yeah, maybe that's it.
I was gonna ask. The funny thing is, I think there's a scene where she takes a tank top and cuts 2 holes in the tank top, and it becomes like this fashion thing. I'm like, what was their goal of cutting the holes in the tank top? like because it's a tank top that went over her shirt. So I don't know like what the purpose of that move was, but I just thought it was funny. And they pan out and everyone's wearing it. What a silly.
Just like the pleated skirts. It was a very particular time in fashion in 2004. So
yeah. Okay, yeah. And I'll shout out, Scott mentions Fetch, and I think Fetch was specifically written in, I don't know if it was Tina Fey or whoever was behind it, specifically made up this lingo so that as this movie ages, it doesn't become something like, totally gnarly or, chill or like, some
Totes.
Outdated,
Totes,
some outdated thing. So I think that was really clever. Chris Ho mentions that he would probably change. Looks like the end. She should not have ended up with the dude at the end. They kind of like the ending ties up to like a really neat, happy kind of bow, and everyone's like friends at the end. I don't know if we would change that in nowadays, but yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Stu. Do you want to talk a little bit about Tina Fey, or Sarah, if you have thoughts on Tina Fey? Because I think this is one of the only movies she's ever written, and then she basically just went on to dominate TV land and just kind of never came back.
She is my queen for Liz Lemon and 30 Rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you're a big 30 Rock guy.
She crushes it in 30 Rock. She was fantastic in Saturday Night Live on Weekend Update. She was the head writer there. She Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. If you haven't seen Girls Forever on NBC, watch it. It's amazing. It's like these 4 girls from like a band come back together, a girl band 20 years after they were a pop sensation and try to come make their band. Busy Phillips is in it. It's really well done, really ridiculous, and kind of has a lot of.
It's animated.
No, it's an NBC television show on Peacock. But it's an incredible show to watch. It should have gotten a couple Emmy nominations, but Girls Forever is a really great watch. It's totally worth your time. But yeah, Tina Fey just crushes it, and she wrote herself in a couple corners for this movie, but frankly, she's better suited for TV.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Tina Fey at all, Sarah? I don't know if you're a fan or not.
No, I'm a big fan of her. I think she did a great job. I don't know how. I know this was also based on a book, Queen and the Wannabes or whatever. I've never read the book. Is it very close to Mean Girls, or is it just?
No, it's actually a self-help book for parents.
Yep.
So she turned a self-help book for parents into this movie, which is like phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
And it's crazy, all the things, like there's Mean Girls 2, which I don't think we have time to get into. I was going to say let's watch the trailer, but I don't think. And then the musical is going on, and then rumor is that the musical now be turned into some type of movie. I was going to ask if this could be remade, or would you want to see a prequel of any kind? But I don't. I guess I don't think so. I am interested if they make the musical happen, and if they. I don't know if they're going to cast current female artists or something in there. Like, it'd be kind of funny to see that go down. But I think that's it, unless anyone has any final thoughts on this particular movie, and then we're going to kind of get into where it ranks in your teen movie echelon.
I have some questions. Questions.
All right,
many
cool.
questions.
All right, Stu's going to throw out some questions.
Regina, supervillain level of just terrible things she does in this movie. What is the worst thing that she did to a character? I need to know what your thoughts, because there's a list of things I can go through, the mean things, but what is the worst thing that Regina did to someone in this movie?
Oh, I don't know. Sarah, you got an answer for that, or we need some clues from Stu?
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, the meanest thing I think anyone did on that movie was the Swedish bars and making her gain weight. That was brutal.
I love how that's where you went, because I have my list. I'm like, it's not even top 7. Like, there are
health, man. That's, I don't know.
I feel like it's very suspicious that she would not have caught on to that. This bar that she knows nothing about is causing issues. I think there's a. I'm trying to think of what the other girls would say. One girl was like, "Oh, she punched me in the face, and it was awesome," or something like that. I'm trying to think of what.
Do you want me to tell you all the bad things you did, and just so
let's hear a list.
Okay.
Fresher. If anyone remembers in the comments, please throw them out there. What your most mean thing that she did was, or after Stu gives you the list, you can choose.
This is on the Thanos hierarchy of evil. We're going through this. So first thing Sarah already addressed before, she sneak attacked by doing a through a call. So there was like, she was on the phone with Gretchen, and then she's like, "Oh, here it is." So by sneaking attacking someone on the call, that's a pretty bad thing to do. She belittles Gretchen constantly, including the most famous of lines: "Gretchen, stop making fetch happen. It's not going to happen." So there's a lot of like belittling. It's not going to happen. There's a lot of like belittling of Gretchen. Calls Taylor's mom from Planned Parenthood. Yeah, that's not mean, apparently. That's not the most diabolical thing possible. It's calling someone's mom and telling them that your Planned Parenthood is some super villain, just el fuego. Regina basically pulls, I think, as some pulls like a whiplash on Gretchen at the dance, and at the last moment she's like, "Oh yeah, you're not going to stand next to me because of height. You're going to move to the side," and then moves.
Always on your left.
So like just last minute pulls like you could see if you watch Whiplash, you could see that scene where he's like, "Good luck, buddy. Like, you're screwed." And that's Shea Serrano said that on a podcast once, and I was like, dude, I never forgot it. Like, there's that scene from Whiplash where he's like yelling and swearing, and he's like just throwing a new song, and you're like, oh no, like what's gonna happen? Sorry, John.
Yeah. Do you think girls would like that Santa dance number? Would girls actually do that? Like, could you see anyone doing that in real life, Sarah or Stu? Like, I feel like you would be embarrassed to do that kind of, but I don't know. Maybe they're just really.
Well, there wasn't TikTok and stuff back then, but maybe it'd be helpful. I don't know.
In Christmas concerts, we did do dances, but it wasn't like that. It was like trying to be like hip hop, kind of.
Yeah.
But not sexual, no.
Yeah. The sexy dance I thought was a little bit out there, but whatever. Yep. Sorry, go on, Stu. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan basically looked like she was the one that made the burn book and then distributed it to the entire school. And then lastly, Regina dragging around Samuel just in front of her face all the time, just to drag in the fact that he's my boy, even though we broke up. Like, that's some evil ass stuff, man. Like, that just
she like got her hands in his hair. Like, do you think it looks good with his hair like this? Yeah, like whatever?
I don't know why we broke up, but you're gonna drag this boy around that you don't even really want, but you're like, and just like drag in front of a person. Like, that is some mean ass stuff. So that's the list. But anyone, John?
Yeah, no, I think that call to that girl's parents would have probably been pretty bad. But
I mean, it's bad, but it's quickly. It can quickly be proven not true.
How?
What? So that she's Planned Parenthood, that she's pregnant? Well, I mean, it's not hard to show that she's not pregnant. But those bars, all that weight, you know how long that's going to take to come off?
Sarah's counting the calories of that weight gain.
Sarah was a semi-pro athlete and cared about calories. Her mindset's not the same.
Eating butter just because to burn the carbs. She's like, is butter a carb? Yes. So there's some problems there. She is not a good person. Some evil ass stuff. And the other thing I was going to ask about was no, that's it. I'm good. Go ahead, John.
All right, cool. All right, so we got shout outs to Sarah's gonna have to do an episode on some hip hop dancing very soon. Gord's throwing her under the bus here. So this random, like, the bus driver's driving fast in this movie, eh? But so let's jump in. Sarah's put together a fun little game for us to lead into our talk of kind of our favorite teen movies. So we're gonna see where Mean Girls rests. We're gonna see where Mean Girls rests on what our kind of favorite teen movies, but we're gonna play a little emoji game that Sarah quickly whipped up. So thank you very much, Sarah, for doing this. I'm gonna throw it on the slideshow. I don't know, Sarah, if you want to mention anything as it's popping up.
Basically, what's gonna pop up is some emojis, and it will either pertain to the title of the film or emojis that kind of relate, and so that you can kind of guess what the film is. So it starts off super easy. And then there's just 5 of them, and the last ones are a little bit more difficult.
All right, cool. This is
not allowed to answer because I had to test it on him. So
yeah. Okay, so everyone in the chat, join into this game with us. It's going to be really fun. I don't know what we should call it: emojis with Sarah, or Sarah's emoji trivia mega showdown, whatever. So Stu, I think this is all you, man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this.
So don't put that pressure on. Don't you, Ricky Bobby, put that evil on me.
You have 5 pages of notes. In your notes, you must have had a contingency plan for this one.
No, I had thing on like errors. I had a whole thing on that. I had one on.
No, we're not going that deep. All right. Anyways,
saying that no one would get them, so that made them pretty easy.
Let's see.
Okay.
But by no one you mean John wouldn't get them. But yes, we'll go there.
All right. So everyone, get ready. Bragging rights. If you can throw these into the chat, there's going to be a 10-second delay, so we might shout out the answers. So make sure you type them up really fast. So let's go with the first one. So I guess, should we just shout out the answers if we get them, Sarah, or you want us to?
Who cares?
It's like the first couple easy.
Whose line is that, anyways? The points.
All right, let's go. Okay, let's shout it. Let's go.
American Pie.
Yeah, I think that was easy. All right, so American Pie, starring Jason Biggs. Who else is in that movie?
Tara Reid, Mia Cervani. That would be
favorite Tara Reid.
Yes, Kevin. Chris
She was great
Klein.
in Scrubs.
Chris Klein. Yeah.
Oh, Chris Klein. I remember Chris Klein. He was hot for a second. All
Yeah.
right, so
The
I'm gonna-
Legend of Street Fighter, Legend of Chung Li.
Yeah. Oh no, he wasn't.
Jonathan
was not-
Yao on that one. He's the first
Yeah.
in the chat.
He was the first one type. All right, cool. So let's go to the next one. I don't know if I'm clicking here. It's gonna go to the next one.
Like slice.
Let's.
Wow.
Okay, here. I'm gonna have to hit like this. All right. So I'll enlarge it as we kind of go. All right, go.
16 candles.
I'm still counting, Stu. What the hell? Is it actually 16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16,
Yeah.
10. All right, 16 cans. All right, that was pretty easy. All right, so I think we're gonna get the whammies coming up soon. My brother shouts out flag slice. That's wrong.
Kimbo Slice? Kimbo Slice? What?
Well, Stifler's mom, I remember. Yeah, that was a big thing in American Pie. Was Shitbreak from American Pie as well?
John Cho, our Spike Beagle, basically came up with the MILF line. That was like before MILF was a thing. That was the first time. So
Yeah.
John Cho.
All
I think
right.
he's credited as that character.
Yeah. All right, so let's go next one. So number 3. What the eggs, bacon, spades?
yes.
No,
The Breakfast
Clovers?
Club. Come
Oh.
on, John. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yes,
I'm
okay.
trying to give you some space there. Breakfast Club. Come on, John. Rob is just
I'm-
losing his mind.
I was thinking of something involving bacon.
Wagons East, Canadian bacon. I don't know. What
So
you're
let's
doing.
okay. So yeah. So I'm trying to see who dropped it first. Yeah. No, definitely not. Sorry, Sarah. Lewis has got it here. I think he was the first one in the chat. So let's go next one. I think this is number 3 of. Number 4 of 5.
Yeah.
Cow leaf clovers. No. What is this? Someone in the chat, please tell me what this is.
Oh God, this is Wait,
Luck. I think luck. Something luck. Are those bulls or cows? Are those bulls or cows? Are those coffee cups or those bullhorns? Those are pylons, right?
It's
They're
not. It's not bring it on
Yes.
again. Yes.
Get on.
Oh, bring it on again.
Toros.
So it's
No, it's just there. Like I said, it can just be the title, or it can be things that would make it. So it's the Clovers and the Toros and the cheerleader.
Look at me, Stu.
Stu
Everyone
is
else,
like-
no one else on the chat got that one. So look
Stu
at
is
me.
5 for 5. Yeah. Jonathan Jones-
4 for 4.
Maybe they were sideways coffee cups, John. Come on,
No,
give me a
those are the
break here.
things you yell from cheerleading perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So last one. This is for all the money. So if I get this one, I win.
God,
I'm making up the rules as I go along. So let's
This
go.
This is John. This is
She's got 4 wizards on here. And a bunch of-
Wizard.
That's
This
a
is-
wizard. What is
Okay,
that?
here.
That's a witch.
Okay, here's the clue for this one. Okay, you see the. Okay.
No,
forget
Stu. I think Stu can get it.
Okay.
I
Do you need a clue, Stu? Because I don't have it.
Sarah, this is John doing the golden goal, which doesn't happen anymore. He's like, regular time doesn't matter. I'll just, score an extra time and it's over. No PKs necessary. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, great one,
Okay,
Fraser.
but no, that.
Um,
Yeah. Do you have it, Stu?
I feel like
I'm very impressed, Stu. If you got this.
no, it's
Okay, here. Okay.
World.
Okay, forget the 4 first emojis.
it's really throwing me off the witches. Yeah,
Say the other ones out loud and see if that helps.
Earth, Wind, and Fire and Water.
Say it again.
Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water. What movie?
And witches?
Which
Earth,
Earth,
Wind, and
wind, fire, water. Earth, wind, fire, water. And witches. Oh my God, guys.
oh, I'm not gonna get this one.
is
My
it the
brain
craft?
is-
Who's in this?
Just the craft?
Is it the
Oh my
craft?
God, you could.
That
Really?
was a
That-
yo, I win.
The craft?
Yo,
Come
that's
on.
And thank you for watching, everybody. John
that
Ho has
is-
just won the championship of
Wow. Really? That's
I have not seen that movie, by the
yeah.
way.
I'm like,
I just random lucked
So
wow. Wow.
that
That is
Gord
Yeah.
actually had just like, so he was helping yesterday. He made that one just the earth, wind, fire, water. I'm like, there's no way just from that. So I had to put the witches in at least. So,
Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
think-
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I win.
Well
Thank you
done,
very
well
much.
done, well done.
Okay, so that's a great warm up. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sarah, for taking the effort, and thank you, Gord, for
Gord.
adding some I guess proofreading to it or whatever you want.
Gord,
to
I'm disappointed you're wearing pants, buddy. Like I thought we talked about this. I thought it would be
No, not yet.
the Star Spangled Banner Speedo that we all agreed on. That's what you were gonna do. So as the great as in the Fifth Element, I am disappointed.
Brother did one of these like dramatic.
Unbelievable.
Okay, anyway, so that leads into our discussion of, is this in your top 3 favorite of teen movies? I know Stu's got a whole clarification data sheet or whatever he wants to present.
No.
But let me kick it to Sarah first. Is this in your top 3 of favorite all-time teen movies? And anyone in the comments, shout out if it is, and if it's not, what is in your top 3? Go ahead.
It's not. But
okay.
again, I think it also matters in what
What
year
are your
it comes
3?
out. Breakfast Club,
Mhm.
Clueless,
Yes, 100% Clueless. Yeah.
and I guess of the recent ones is Pitch Perfect. But that's just because I like the songs and I like singing with it, and I can listen to that soundtrack a lot, so that gets me there.
Wow.
Some Anna Kendrick action. So
Yep.
Stu, what is your one of your multiple lists
You know
falling
what?
into various criteria?
It's I would say for teen movies, I think the rewatchability of this movie is very high. So I would say that it is on my top 3 list. I think it's this, as Sarah mentioned, Clueless, and a small gem called She's All That, with Mr. Paul Walker. I love that movie.
That on your list.
I don't think you guys recognize the villainy that's Taylor Vaughn. She is one of the most evil characters in all of cinema. Like if you rewatch that movie, how terrible like that woman is to like basically like dump Freddie Prinze to like be Matthew Lillard and all the amount of evil things she does entirely that movie. And it kind of is the start of like the renaissance of like the teen genre film of that time. So it has a lot of good moments, and Rachel Lee Cook and Freddie Prinze Jr. have not the best chemistry, but they work together on that. And again, a lot of just fun. Paul Walker, there's Usher, there's Gabrielle Union, there's like a million people in this movie that you're rewatching.
Do you know they're making a He's All That?
No, are they?
Genius.
Do you know who's playing
Genius.
Rachel Lee Cook?
Who?
As the other, I guess, the gender swap is it Tyler or Buchanan from Cobra Kai, Robbie Keane?
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, like look at this list of John. Look at that. Yeah, Gabrielle Union.
This is
Culkin.
when you pull up a list for a teen movie cast, this is pretty good. Yeah, this
Anna
is pretty,
Paquin.
this is pretty legit. Yeah, Gabrielle Union. Little Kim even shows up in this movie. Like
Jodie O'Keefe plays Taylor Vaughn, and she's an evil person. Paul Walker's has that whole thing.
What was the song? What was the song? There was a song that
Right
was
About
like
Now.
Was it?
Yeah. That was Moby. That was when Usher was on the dance floor. He played that song, and then they were dancing at their prom to that movie.
Okay.
I agree, Stephanie. Bring It On it is very relevant today with the TikTok.
It's already being brought.
It's like basically people were like, oh, it's basically the plot of Bring It On. I'm like 100%.
I actually had Bring It On as my number 4 not because I remember it being my favorite, but I know almost every line in that movie, so I must have watched it a million times. So,
yeah. But I'm very much drawn to like evil characters, especially in high school, the Mean Girls. So whether it's Gretchen, who is actually a terrible person, or Regina, or for Taylor Vaughn, like I kind of like when there's a super villain in the movie and you just kind of like cheer against them. And then, but Clueless is just There's no real villain, but it's just such a fun movie that you just can't stop watching it.
Oh, Clueless is like, I was gonna say, if we do another one of these, I think it has to be Clueless. Clueless is definitely in my top 3, as well as I think this Mean Girls, just because it's so rewatchable, and Rachel McAdams as the villain, and just the plastics in general. And then number 3 is, it was mentioned in the chat several times actually, 10 Things I Hate About You with Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles, who was hot for a good long minute, huh? What if it's a hot long minute? But yeah, like just that movie, with the music and just everything, and Gordon. That one is the one with Gordon Joseph Levitt, or
Yes,
Joseph
correct.
Gordon Levitt, or what? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
And I just remember, like, Heath Ledger is like, why does everybody want this girl? And his reasoning is, does she have beer flavored nipples or something like that? And I'm like, really? that was his idea of like, that makes this girl so desirable. But yeah, all right. So shout outs to our top 3s. Thank you everyone for chipping in your top 3. Yeah, my brother shout outs Paul Rudd has been Clueless, man. If you rewatch those scenes with him, he looks the exact same as he does right now. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Again.
But again, it's like, if you think about it really hard, you're like, wasn't Paul Rudd's character was he in law school, or was he like, how old was he again? And Cher was in high school, and you're like, how's this? What's the age differential again? It's like, I choose not to remember how like, was he Arkling or something like that? But there is something about that whole Paul Rudd / Cher relationship that's very
what I liked about Clueless though is that all the characters are very nice. Like in Mean Girls, they're all very mean, but these girls are rich, they're popular, but doesn't mean you have to be mean. Like, they're all just very nice people trying to do good things. Like, they're dumb, but they're all always trying to do like.
Well, there was the one mean person, but everyone else was pretty good.
Amber or whatever her name was.
Amber. Yeah, Amber. Yeah, there was one scene in Mean Girls, if you rewatch it, that if you're a nerd like me and like other people noticed it too. There's a scene when Lindsay Lohan like first meets with them, and they're drinking the Perrier water with the white straws. All 3 girls, like Gretchen, Karen, and
they have the exact thing. They're eating the exact
same thing and the exact same drinks. And then later on, when they fast forward, there's another scene, and then all of a sudden you see Regina, Gretchen, and a Caddy all drink Diet Pepsis and eating the same thing. And then the third scene, the time you see it, it's all of them but Regina eating the same thing. You can suddenly see that the power dynamic has changed. So later at the last scene, when Gretchen's trying to like, oh, I'm here. Oh no, when Regina, but Gretchen and like Karen and Caddy are all having the same drink, and it's slightly a bit different. So that's like the subtle things about the movie that really jump out, and that's why I'm like, bravo, look at you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, things. Look at you. Stu's so smart. I'm going to throw out a question that maybe is not covered in your notes then. There's a bunch of music in this movie. Which track would you choose if you were stuck with one song on repeat for the rest of your life? Would you choose from this track list? You want me? I can throw out some suggestions for you. So three of the big bangers are, one is Milkshake. The my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. The other one is God is a DJ from Pink, and Damien actually sings Christina Aguilera's Beautiful. Would you choose any of those 3?
I have the fourth option.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, so you do. Look, he's gonna check his notes.
The Missy Elliott song that's played in it is so perfect. That Missy Elliott track, and I don't remember that name off the top of the head, but it is, John. You can do it. It is so 2004, and Missy Elliott is just so much. She's just so awesome. Whether I have access to the music video, questionable, but I would play that Missy Elliott song over and over and over because Missy Elliott is awesome.
Oh, it's past that Dutch.
Well, that's a good song. Yeah.
It is a good song. Yeah. Missy Elliott.
There was a lot of like Jingle Bell Rock. Any of those tracks, Sarah, would you have on your workout playlist?
Oh, the Past That Dutch. Yeah, no, I like Missy Elliott.
It's what you don't know is part of her hip hop dance routine that her and Gord work out to when they're jazzercising.
No, I took a hip hop class because I'm trying to learn better footwork for boxing, but it was terrible.
Right.
Where's this hip hop class? No.
Yeah, Gord is also
Oh,
in the hip hop class. It's good.
Oh,
It's funny, Gord. You mentioned that Empire Records. Rob just watched it the other day, and
that has Aerosmith's daughter in it, doesn't it?
Well, she's done 1,000 things. She's also in the Hulk movie, John. She was in some small movie called Lord of the Rings. I think she's grown past the fact that she's Aerosmith's daughter. But yeah, she's also in a show called 911. Rob was saying it's still pretty good. So I'll look forward to watching that again on my spare time.
I think he just likes the idea of working into working in a record shop. So I don't know if he's in love with that movie or not. But yeah, a lot of fun shout outs in the comments. Varsity Blues with our guy from Dawson's Creek, I believe. Football, an old school football jock teen comedy.
Well, Gord pulls that because that's what Regina's favorite film was. Don't forget when there were things like, what's Regina's favorite film? Oh, her favorite film's Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues. Like that's some kind of like mature, cool thing.
It's a great pull. And the other thing too about Regina is that like she's the only character in this whole like movie that actually has a boyfriend or had a boyfriend. All these other people are like apparently like some sort of like none of them have boyfriends or girlfriends, so everyone's like, oh my god, Regina, she has a boyfriend or had a boyfriend. We need to take this away from her and knock it from her power stature. Like that's another thing weird about this movie is that no one else knows how to date except for Regina.
No, but again, the toaster strudel girl had Jason that she kicked
kicked
the stereo out his head.
Her father invented the toaster strudel.
And then Siegfried liked her cousin.
Yeah, it's just in the same. But
oh, man. Yeah. Do we classify Harold and Kumar as a teen movie? I don't think so.
No, they're in college. They're university. The fact that they go to U of T, and like they're talking about the accountants and whatever in the CPA program. Yeah, no, that's not.
Yeah. Fraser mentions Weird Science. I was gonna have like this alternate quiz of like all these like typical plots from teen movies, and one of them is like, oh, they create a girlfriend out of either robot or magic or a mannequin or whatever, and then one other
movie
trope,
mannequin.
Yeah. One of the other tropes would be the one kid, I guess, needs to pay for something and then hires the the popular girl to be his girlfriend. I think that's been remade into 2 or 3 different movies.
Do the Goonies count as a teen movie because there are teens in it, or is that not because there are many teens, including Thanos?
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are more the film connoisseurs.
I thought of a really good another teen movie talking about making the girlfriend. It's the one with the McDreamy. And then he's a nerd, and the popular girl has to make him pretend to be her, that they're a couple, so that he gains popularity just by dating her.
There's a lot of these terrible teen movies.
Yeah. It got remade. Yeah, the original version I think is either
it's so good.
Money Can't Buy You Love.
Yeah.
And then it got remade by Nick Cannon. Into the Jennifer Lopez song "Love Don't Cost a Thing," but I think I know the movie that you're talking about, where it's just like, she just kind of wants to help this kid become. Maybe it's The New Guy. Maybe it's a movie called The New Guy, or something like that.
With DJ Squalls. Yeah, there's that one. Yeah. Scott Puzzle makes calls. Mannequin with Kim Cattrall was a thing. It was a big deal. There are a lot of '80s like teen movies that like Adventures in Babysitting. You can pick a lot of things, and Vincent D'Onofrio is also in that movie as Thor, so take that one as well. So there's a lot of movies you could pick upon. But
shout outs to Easy A. I think that was like around the end of I don't know if like the end of like this era, and then we had to wait for the Netflix to kick it back up. That had Emma Stone and Amanda Bynes in it. I think one of Amanda Bynes' last movies. Before,
I know we're running out of time. Are you watching any of the new stuff that's on streaming? Like To All the Boys that I loved, what's the one with The Perfect Date or whatever? The Perfect with Noel.
The Kissing Booth. There's Kissing Booth.
But there's another one where he plays like a guy that makes an app that you can find the perfect date or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I
saw that, and I forgot the name of it.
Is it Damian Wayne's son? I think.
No, that's Love Guaranteed, I think, with Richard Lee Cook. And
I think I
yeah.
have seen. I've seen the other one though, where he makes the app and he sues the company, and
Yes,
then
that's right.
and then ends up finding his love through the app and stuff. Yeah. So
Through the
yeah, I
litigation
guess I
case.
have. I was gonna say no, I haven't watched these because my wife has graduated to crime shows, but apparently I've seen a bunch of these. So yeah, I guess I am keeping up.
And then
with
the
it.
other one we talked about before that was in contention for Batgirl was that movie with Taye Diggs and Lucy Liu that John you mentioned before. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, clearly there's a market for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's the new home for these type of things, and I guess maybe the theaters might not, especially in this climate now. But we'll see what happens.
The Perfect Date is the movie with yes, that's the one with Noel Centino or whatever the guy is.
He was supposed to be He-Man, not He-Man anymore.
Now he's the Adam Smasher.
Oh, Adam Smasher. All right.
He's the Adam Smasher in the new Black Adam movie with the Yep.
All right. So I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us. Everyone's throwing out a bunch of good suggestions for, I guess. Sorry, your friend Sarah's throwing out Cruel Intentions.
That shouldn't be in high school. That's pretty.
No, that is high school because they were in.
I know it's high school, but it's pretty like, jeez. I don't think I was allowed to watch that.
I think it's a bad movie. I think people snuck into the theaters. I think my brother has a story about how he snuck into the theater to see that.
Yeah, it has its moments, that movie. There were things. I'm sure none of us have watched Cruel Intentions 2 and 3 as it continued on without the characters. But I think Simmer Sorgeller was actually really good in that movie. So let's not forget before she was Tila, she was good in that movie. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everybody. I don't want to keep you guys too late. Thank you guys for jumping on and doing Mean Girls. And then if we do this again, maybe we have to do Clueless. Unless we do something else. But
there's got to be options. There's lots of Detroit Rock City. Oh wow, Gord, that's a throwback. that's to go watch a Kiss concert. That was a good one too.
Homework. What's the homework?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I have to confer with Rob as to.
What's a good one too that if you haven't watched, Booksmart. Booksmart's now on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, it's a really well done movie. About two girls who are basically graduating from high school, and they spent all their time studying, and they realized that all the people around them that were having fun also got in the good universities and programs, and they're like, crap, we need to party and make up for all the time that we missed. So they go on a bender. Olivia Wilde,
directed by Olivia Wilde.
Yeah. So it's a really fun movie where these two girls are trying to we need to make, because they thought that all you do was work hard and they did nothing else, and they realized too late that everyone else kind of did fun things and also studied, and it's a really good movie to watch. So I watched it on the 2 weeks ago, so it's worthwhile to watch it.
All right, so Stu's recommendation is to go check out Booksmart. I think you guys have mentioned that before. So one day, I guess not the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, but Booksmart.
Good one too, Sisterhood of Traveling Pants. The first one's good. Second one, whatever.
I didn't even know there was a second one.
Yeah, there's a second one because it carries on to the next part of the story. There's John. Come on. There's we have to. Thanks God. I think that depending on the movie, you should let's see what's out there. I think what. I won't say it out loud because we'll talk about it later, John. But there's an idea that I have. But maybe for either Sunday or for Monday. But yeah.
So we'll figure it out, folks. Sorry, I don't want to jump the gun and because Rob's going to be back and we'll see what he's up to, unless he's taking another week off, and then we'll come back at you with more of these shenanigans. But thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Sarah, for doing this, and thank you, Stu, for coming on and doing this. Any parting words? I don't know. I don't think we anything else.
Shout out to Shay Serrano. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the guy. The guy knows what's going on. Anyways, that's it.
Don't have sex because you will die.
All right, that's very gruel, guys. And yes, we do. And in conclusion, Mean Girls is very fetch in 2021. Definitely watch it. Definitely obsess over it. Go see the musical. If the musical opens up here, we should all go and see it together. And thank you, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you.
See ya.